Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Danny. Welcome to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. In this video, I just want to go over some of my clothing pickups from the last 3 or 4 months. And I just want to say, if you've been subscribed to this channel, my style's definitely changed quite a bit. I guess now I tend to gravitate towards like 90s helmet laying, or like Carol Christian Poell and Raph Simmons. Basically kind of like archive stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, feel free to stick around, and I guess we'll just get right into it. Okay, so first off, we have this pair of helmet laying vintage burn denim. So the cool thing about these are that they were actually treated with like a flamethrower. So you can kind of see these burnt orange / brown streaks along the sides of the pants. And the denim itself is an off-white sort of beige color, which kind of goes with everything. So I picked these up on Yahoo Auction, and these are actually a size 27. I'm typically a size 28 to 29, but from my experience, I've seen that helmet laying denim generally tends to fit about 1 inch to 2 inches bigger. So if you want to pick a pair up, just be mindful of that. And these are actually in the Italian cut, which I believe are similar to the classic cut denim, but these are supposed to be a little bit more tapered, and they're actually based off the Levi's 501, which is really nice. You really can't go wrong with like a straight slim fit. So yeah, that's pretty much it for these. Okay, so next up we'll go into the shoes that I picked up. So this first pair is a pair of these Yucatan ripple sole loafers. I don't remember the exact name, but I'll probably flash it up on the screen. So yeah, it's like a suede upper construction. Here, I'll just pick up one so it's easier to show you guys. So yeah, it's got this suede upper construction, and I believe the upper is all hand sewn. Just kind of look at the details here. So I also picked these up on Yahoo Auctions in Japan. So I guess like the interesting thing about these are pretty much like the ripple sole. So from what I've read online, these were actually designed for American paratroopers in like 1955 to increase traction and also like provide some like impact damping. I think now the form is pretty much second to function in this case. Like, I don't think there's a real reason to kind of have this. I think it's more aesthetic, for aesthetic purposes than anything. But it still is a really cool, like, aggressive look. And yeah, I just wanted a pair of shoes or loafers that I could just kind of like beat up and wear around and not really care about. So these kind of fit the bill for me. I'm debating whether or not I want to dye the upper a black color, because I feel like that would just be like way more sleek, but we'll see how it goes. I guess in the meantime, I'll just show you guys what it looks like on feet. Alright, so next up we have this pair of 796 V Guidi boots. So the 796 model is a sort of mid-cut model, so it ends like a little bit above your heel. And the V stands for vibram, so it comes with the vibram sole from the factory. So yeah, it's a one-piece upper, one-piece bison leather upper, and this is kind of like the reverse side, so it's a suede sort of texture. You can also see that the sole itself, or you can see that this part is like wooden, and then they just attached the vibram sole onto it. So that's an interesting detail. Another thing is that the shoe itself is object dyed, meaning that the shoe was constructed and then they dyed the upper, and you can kind of tell that with like the vibram sole right here. It's a little bit like discolored. I'm still on the fence about these. I tend to prefer like pointed toe shoes a little bit more, and these are a lot more rounded. but we'll see how they go. So I mean, these are built like a tank pretty much, so I feel like you wouldn't have a problem like kind of stomping around in these, and I think that was part of the appeal to me. So yeah, I'll just show you guys what these look like on feet. Okay, so next up we have my absolute favorite pair of boots at the moment. So these are the Carol Christian Poell. I guess they're considered tornado zip boots. So I think what makes these different from like most of the tornado boots out there are that these are actually the same model as the prosthetic boots. Except that these obviously don't have any of the prosthetics. So my guess, I haven't seen like another pair of these on the market. So my guess is that it could probably be like a special order or something. Yeah, it's got this really nice pointed toe right here. Obviously the spiral zip, which is really cool. It looks really cool on feet. And then it has this little sort of like button clasp to sort of keep the zipper up, I guess. Sorry, the camera keeps autofocusing on my face. I don't know how to stop that. But yeah, the cool thing about these is that since it is a one-piece upper, like the leather tends to stack on itself and it looks really cool. Yeah, so I got these off of Grailed for a pretty decent price. They're already vibrammed. As you can see, there's also, you can see the exposed shank right there. So the shank is generally not exposed and it's just there to provide support for the shoe. For some reason Carol chose to expose them, which I think looks really cool. But I've heard that on larger pairs of the tornado boots that the shanks tend to snap. So I think that's just one thing to look out for if you're on the market for a pair of CCP boots. But other than that, I mean, they're pretty much just like a standard pair of color tan CCP boots. So yeah, we'll go into how they look on feet. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about sizing on the CCP boots. So those were a CCP 6 and I'm a true to size US 9. So I think in general CCP tends to fit maybe like 2 or 3 sizes larger, but I think it's 2 sizes larger with insole and then 3 sizes larger without insole. So next we're gonna move into some tops. So first up I have this CCP self-edge vest bag. So this bag was actually inspired by vintage US military life preserver vests. So I guess the flotation devices would go into here, like this compartment, and also the back. Yeah, there's a decent amount of space in here. You can fit like your phone or your wallet, anything small really. But I think it's mainly just for looks. Really, there's no point in buying this if you just want a bag. One thing that the selvage process does to the material is that it actually makes it a lot more dense and a lot more heavy, which I can definitely feel just like having this bag in hand. And it just provides for like a more quality garment overall. There's also zips on the side so that you can access this back panel. Zippers on both sides. Yeah, so I went with the I went with the size 46. And it fits pretty well on me. I'm generally a small or a medium, and I mean the straps are adjustable, so I feel like it could fit anywhere from like a small to a large. It's also adjustable in the back. One thing I want to say is that you could size down on the vest, but you shouldn't size up because of the proportions of the panels on the front. Kind of looks weird if it's a little bit too big on you. So definitely try to keep that in mind. I mean, not to flex or anything, but I also have the gray version of the vest bag. This is also like the salvage version. I think there's also the leather version. I personally really like the salvage version a lot better. I think it's a lot more wearable, because it is kind of a loud piece. But yeah, I'll show you guys what these look like in a fit. Alright, so next up we have this autumn winter 02-03 Raf Simons Virginia Creeper hooded sweatshirt in the mint colorway. So I know the sweatshirts in this collection were inspired by like middle school or elementary school like gym clothing, which is pretty apparent with the graphic and like the placement of it on the garment. So from what I understand, this sweatshirt was treated with an enzyme wash, which allows it to break down a little bit faster. You'll notice that there's a lot of like distressing along the hood and whatnot. Maybe it might not be easy to see, but yeah, there's a little bit. I've had two other Virginia Creeper sweatshirts. One was the crew neck, and that one had a really cool rip at the sleeve. I could probably put a picture up. And then I also had another one of these sweatshirts in the black navy colorway, and that one was in really good condition. And the funny thing about that one is that like a lot of people would call it fake, but I think that's just because of like misinformation, because I think people are under the assumption that these hoodies are pre-distressed, but my guess is that they were treated somehow with enzyme or acid, I'm not sure which exactly, and for some reason they're just able to deteriorate a little bit faster to achieve that distressed effect that Raf intended. But yeah, I did end up selling that sweatshirt because it was a little bit too large. It was a size 50, and yeah, I just couldn't justify keeping it. But there are some fakes on the market that I've seen, but I feel like they're pretty blatantly fake. You can kind of tell like they're not fitted at all. They don't have any distressing. Sometimes they do have distressing because people try to do it themselves, but you can kind of tell because it's just like really shittily done. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want help, if you guys need help trying to legit check something, I could probably help you out. Just feel free to shoot me a DM. I've seen the mint colorway for the baseball raglan and the Nebraska sweater, but I haven't seen it on this particular sweatshirt design yet. So I mean, as far as I know, this is the only one that's been on the market. So I mean, that's pretty cool, I guess. This is a size 46, and it fits me pretty well. It's yeah, like I said, I'm generally a smaller medium. Alright, so lastly we have a really big, expensive piece. So this is a CCP leather jacket. So this is bison leather, and this jacket cut, I don't remember the code off the top of my head. I'll just like put it on the screen. But this is like basically the quintessential CCP leather jacket that most people have. You can see these metal clasps in the front. And then like it has a zipper behind that as well. But yeah, this is bison leather. Generally people have the horse leather version, but honestly I don't really mind. It's kind of interesting, the construction of this jacket, because it has smooth leather on the body panel and then the right sleeve, but then on this left sleeve you can kind of see it's a more I guess more pliable pebbled leather, and it's just like an interesting contrast of textures. So yeah, we got these, it's got these zip pockets on the side. It's also got two inner zip pockets, and then it has this sort of like mesh lining inside. So this one is also object dyed, and you can kind of tell because the hardware is a little bit rusty. so you can tell that the water kind of got on it and it wasn't dried off properly, which kind of adds to the appeal of like artisanal clothing. Then unique fabrication processes allow every piece to have its own characteristics, and I think this jacket just kind of embodies that well. But yeah, this jacket is a size 44, which is generally like an extra small, but I feel like with the leather jackets, they fit maybe like a size or two larger. So I think I could have went with like a 42. I think I would have been more happier with that, but honestly, like, it's super difficult to find CCP in like very small sizes. Like, even finding this jacket was pretty difficult. But yeah, if you have a size 42 and you want to trade for a size 44, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with this jacket. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you like the content, please consider subscribing and liking. If you have any other like video suggestions or anything like that, any criticism, constructive criticism or anything like that, feel free to voice your opinions in the comments below, and feel free to follow me on my socials. The links will be in the bio, and I'll see you next time.